boys and girls, the last show of 2021. And we have a special guest with us on New Year's Eve, Casey Samsel Torres. What's going on, Casey?
Hi, just hanging out with Winston, trying to ring in the new year as fast as possible. Get this baby started.
Yeah, I know you got some clients today, but we've had a lot of requests for a female on the show. So now we got a different little perspective here instead of the bro chat. So I'm glad to have my friend Casey on. She's a IFBB pro entrepreneur. So James, we could probably pick up a few lessons from her. She's a full-time coach. So
I'll do the best I can.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your coaching and I guess kind of coming up in bodybuilding. That way James can get to know you too.
Sure. It's a long story, so I'll try to shorten it as much as I possibly can. I started my career in 2013. At my very first show, I almost did not get on stage. I had just some, random woman I met that day come and drag me on stage, and I ended up just being so nervous and everything. And I got up there and I ended up taking first in the novice category. And to me, that was a really big success. And I just kept going. By 2017, I was fourth in the world at the Olympia.
Yeah.
And
what about that, James?
Pretty crazy.
Is that what class do you compete in? Bikini?
Bikini.
Okay.
And I am an all natural athlete. I never touched anything outside of just natural supplementation. So, and I also was I found this out, after I saw all the pictures and things like that from the Olympia, that I was one of the tallest girls to get in the top 5 at the Olympia so far in the history of it. So
wow,
that was pretty
really?
cool. We literally look like an AT&T tower in the photo. It's pretty cool.
How tall are you, Casey?
I'm 5'7". It's not even that tall nowadays. We have a ton of tall girls competing, but then I would say when I got my
who were the 3 in front of you that year, just to give people a perspective where you placed?
Angelica Teixeira, Jennifer Ronziti, and Romina Basaldo.
Yeah, some iconic names. Where did you turn pro at?
North Americans in 2014. That's also when I started my coaching career. Like, very indirectly, people just wanted to gain some insight from me because I had done it by myself. I hadn't had a coach to get to my pro card.
Right.
You got your pro like a year.
Yeah, I got it very fast.
That's great.
Yeah, that's very rare, guys. So don't get discouraged.
Oh my gosh, my pro career has been 32 shows, and I'm still
32.
I'm still fighting
shows
for that top position, man. So
you were absolutely killing it, still killing it, just in a different venue now.
Yeah.
But I will admit something. I looked at your page last night and I was like, hey, she must be up to something, because she busted out the at-home. This is her page, by the way, guys. Casey Samsel _ bikini.
A bunch of random highlights. You guys are welcome.
Yeah, let's hit this real quick. Just a little transformation. That way you can kind of tell us if it'll pull it up here.
Bro, are you on dial-up again?
Dude. No, I had to pay my bill last night, man. I freaking forgot about it. So what's this in the middle here, Casey? What year?
That was 2012. That was before the reason I even started competing was because someone came up to me that year at the end of 2012 and asked me if I did bodybuilding competitions, if I did bikini competitions, and I said no. And then I found myself in one the following April.
Yeah. So she's now tell me, this is what I was talking about. So if you could, walk us through these little glute tips, because there's a lot of girls at home watching that would like to improve the glutes. And what, they about halfway listen to us,
Yeah. I mean, you guys know what you're talking about. So listen to these guys, y'all. But sometimes it does feel good just coming from a woman with pretty decent glutes. So this for me was actually, it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I was just kind of feeling run down, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a short circuit and use it as an educational module for girls that feel like they've got lazy glutes. We've all been sitting inside for longer periods of time, working from home. Maybe girls aren't feeling like their glutes are being activated prior to starting their workout. So you just kind of get in the groove of working within your hip hinge, your full range of motion, and just stretching, opening the glutes, and just bringing them to life, and making sure that if you are seated in like neutral positions all the time, not using your glutes, not walking or exercising, as frequent as you should, then doing some of these is very beneficial to not only like your posture, but blood flow, digestion, motility, all that stuff.
Yeah. So every time I see you doing this, it gives me a flashback of you about to do the Olympia or something.
Why?
So I don't know. Hey, you squeezing in a little extra glute work makes me think that you thinking about making a return sometime 2022. Does that cross your mind?
It has not. The last year since last Olympia in December of 2020, I had a lot of different things going on in my life, personally, physically, emotionally, mentally, all that stuff. So I took a step back from the stage, and I knew it was going to be the longest in my career. I have never taken any more than 8 months off from the stage since I started in 2013. And
yeah, you killed it. You was like freaking burning it up. I was like, man, there's no way I could do that. I'm not disciplined enough. I can roll out about 3 shows, but after that, good luck.
Yeah. I definitely, I think it's because you coach yourself. So you know, like the pressures and the challenges and the trials and tribulations, the evolution of your mind and stuff. It's really intriguing to me. And I felt like I always considerably wanted to push myself in different directions all the time to see what would come of it. But I won't be making my way back to the stage until probably 2023, no later than that. Definitely not this year though.
Listen, you don't have anything to prove. I mean, top 4 in the world. Yeah, that's one to hang your hat on right there. So, but I just like talking a little trash to you just because I like working out with you when you're in zombie mode and I'm zombie mode. I know that last Olympia that you did, and you was like, hey, come kick my ass. I need it. That's
that happened a couple times.
I've been there too. And I'd be like, hey, Casey, I'm in town and prep, let's get one in, so it's always been cool being able to do that. James, is there any questions that cross your mind when it comes to top 5 bikini Olympia, a question that you might have?
Yeah, I was just looking at your glute video. Do you think stuff like that, like really isolated movements, are like better for like a female competitor versus like really trying to get like an RDL up or like a glute dominant leg press up? Like, or do you think you have to do like both?
So, there's a sequence in which you should train your legs and sequences in which you should train your glutes. But I would say a lot of girls, many athletes, especially newbies, don't understand how to only isolate the glutes when it comes to doing lower body days. So I think there is definitely 100% an importance to it, especially if your legs grow a lot easier or your legs are too big. It's not the shape that they're looking for in bikini. For bikini, I think isolating the glutes is very, very important.
Okay. And like, so like how many days a week do you think you can get it? Like, just say a girl needs to bring up her glute, because like most girls that come to me, that's what they want. What's the optimal like frequency that you would train them, like per week or whatever?
So it's just going to be overall volume per week, depending on how someone recovers. If they're healthy and they're recovering well, sometimes you can give them a full high volume glute day, and that's, you know, 1 time a week is great, and do some lighter stuff here and there throughout other workouts. Just it's the overall volume increase and just the progressiveness of all the volume inside of the programs and per week that's going to make the difference. It's going to be way different for every single person.
So what do you do, Casey, typically?
Like
1 time a week.
1 time a week.
For me, it's 1. But
then do you have like a day or a ham day also, or like?
So yeah,
us guys, we don't ever have like a glute day. So like, I'm curious to how like what the best way to like.
Glute day is chest day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I do have some athletes. It's easier for me to refer to my athletes where they have, you know, they have big glutes, but they're not muscle. So what you want to do is just essentially start building the muscle and then build up the density. All my athletes are also natural. So density is really, really important also in combination with shape. Because when we go to diet, we don't have anything to back us up from losing muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So density is very, very important. So I will swap programs for more like muscle density training, more just kind of like uptight, close knit, like training. And then I'll swap in another program that creates like more shape. Okay, let's get a little bit wider. Let's bring the delts out, the lateral delts and the rear delts. Let's get them to fan out a little bit more. Or we have a thing that we call like booty from the front, is also really great, because then we know that that shelf is really sitting there. And then when we go to hit that back pose, we see those glutes lift up nice and high and tight, and you can see the glute pull into the hamstring.
Got that shelf booty.
So you're not concerned with like real progressive overload, is what you're saying. Like it's more volume, like time and retention, density type training versus like hitting a PR on like a Romanian deadlift. Or
hey, I'll butt in real quick. I've trained with her. She trains hard. Like we used to go hard. So I know that she does that, you know, what she does and versus what she does, like beginning bikini clients might be a little different though, is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, you can't throw a newbie into, you know, straight up progressive overload right away. They've got, you know, 1 to 3 years of newbie gains to even get through. You can strategically put in progressive overload for those types of clients, but they're going to see really, really good results just training, you know. Then once you're a more advanced lifter, and that could literally come, you know, even after a year of training. Honestly, it just depends the kind of training, the kind of athlete you are. Would you agree, Bartley?
Yeah. So what would you do for beginner female, you know, just looking to get in shape? Like what would her split be? How many days would she be lifting? Like for a beginner, like how many days a week? How many days off would you give a beginner? We'll start with that.
I mean, they've got a high threshold for, you know, they can take on a lot, but in order for them to grow and to understand the importance of recovery, I would mentally start them in a place where you're like 4 days on, 3 days off, eating relatively well and just getting used to, you know, putting their foot in the water regarding training, how it feels, recovering. Recovering is one of the most important things in building muscle. We know this. Like we've got to put our asses down once in a while, especially when we're natural athletes. So anywhere from like 4 to 5 times a week, I think is great. Starting them at, you know, a lower volume is going to be the ticket, because you need somewhere to go.
So do you do like full body days on certain days, or do you break it down to like maybe a back day, a booty day, a arm day? How do you do it for those people?
Just depends what their needs are, honestly. I mean, you could look at a body and see that you do need like, you know, an overall touch up. You know, say they're not recovering well, you know, from doing a full shoulder day, a full glute day. They're not recovering well, they're not sleeping well, they're not digesting well. Okay, we can assess other things that have to do internally, but odds are we're probably just doing too much, you know, on the outside per day. So maybe we could split it up into a push pull, upper lower,
listen,
or full bodies.
You're very in depth and customize your plans to your clients, and that's good. But just vaguely, you know, if you met a girl at the gym, later on today, and she's like, hey, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I just want a little guidance. What's a skeleton type of plan, a template that you would kind of start to gauge where they're at and see how they progress? Would that be, around the same 4 days on, 3 days off?
You're gonna hate my answer because
I know. I'm trying to
'cause I'm
get you
not
to
gonna
be a
give you
little
what
more
you want.
specific.
So without knowing what her ailments are, any
Yeah,
injuries,
yeah,
anything that's going on, she could have PCOS, endometriosis, like she could do, she could have all this stuff and I have no idea. So I would never just, I literally
yeah,
would never tell anyone a specific amount of anything without knowing
yeah,
their background and what
yeah,
their health is, what's going on with them first.
You
yeah.
brought up a really good PCOS. How do you deal with PCOS?
Well, there's 4 types, so it just depends, honestly. I'm still currently educating myself on a couple things there. It is hard to navigate because I do have a few girls on the team that are inside of that, and as a team, we usually collectively, me and the athlete will resolve whatever we need to resolve and get through. We have spent, the last year and a half completely revamping a lot of these girls and getting them back to having their cycles regularly once a month, and just getting their hormones, healthy. It's been a wild ride, and a lot of them are really looking forward to going into 2022 with a completely new revamped, physical and mental being. A lot of it has to do with your mental being more so than your body.
Hey,
Yeah, I see a
Casey,
lot. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Barley
just
likes to interrupt and talk. A lot.
hey, before y'all get in depth on that, what's PCOS? Because not many people will know that.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay. All right, go ahead, James.
So I see like a lot of like for guys, typically, like you could pretty much beat a guy down and just keep beating them, and then usually they'll just kind of either get better and go. But it seems like girls, and the way the female system works, is like you mentioned, recovery seems to be like a lot more important. And then what I've seen is a lot of girls kind of get this, cycle where they end up doing a lot of cardio, a lot of like reduced calorie days, and for an extended period of time. How long, like, do you see that a lot? And it takes like, you need a good extended, like either maintenance or above maintenance for a while to kind of like correct those issues.
Yeah, so I would say that's a good start, but there's definitely a few things otherwise that go into that. Like if you're looking for, like, what's your outcome? Like, what's your intent there? Like with that question, did you want
To get
like
them
what
back
the outcome would?
a stable environment? Because like I see a lot, like they'll come and they'll be like, I'm doing 2 hours of cardio a day. I'm eating like 3-4 ounces of fish with like green beans 6 times a day. And
So you're saying like extreme to like just getting back to normal like routine and just being healthy.
Yeah.
That takes a long time. For any of you listening here, like it's not going to be a 3-month, 6-month thing if you have literally driven yourself into the ground calorically, metabolically, mentally. I follow a very strict code of my own. Now I sound like Dexter. Code of my own where we need to always have our minds ahead of our bodies, because if you just put your head down and do the work and you're not doing the mental work alongside of that, your body might, yes, of course, surpass your mind, and you might get to the goal and you might get your pro card, whatever it is. But if your mind is still back here, you will always end up back here. You've got to fill in that gap there with education and knowledge and mindset training in order to maintain that higher status of physical being. Does that help at all? To answer it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's just like what I've seen is like, especially with females, is you really have to monitor recovery. Because like me and Bartley, we could probably train 7 days a week and do like 2 hours of cardio. We'll just we'll like suck it out.
Bartley does.
Yeah. We'll live as long as we like a cheat meal every now and then or whatever.
Yeah.
But for like the females, looks like if you keep doing that, the longer and longer it takes to get back to normal. So like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I would, a majority of us were born to eventually reproduce. So there's a lot of things that go on, inside of our bodies that have to do with our minds being attached to it. So that's why I say the mind is really, really important in getting your hormones straightened out, feeling good about yourself again, reevaluating and improving your self-esteem, and then making sure that you're recovering from physical and emotional and mental trauma that you might have gotten yourself into with the low dieting, being told what to do all the time. You know, just those types of things they're definitely worth fixing and recovering so you can get back on your feet. And of course, yes, the maintenance to above maintenance. Calories, sometimes it's just way above maintenance because athletes don't understand the impact that doing things super, super extreme had on them, and they end up going the complete opposite direction. And while that's not best for your body or your mind, sometimes it is needed to also be able to be there to encourage them to learn something, to take something new on and see the other side in order to find out where their happy medium is.
Hey, James, I'd compete all year if I could reverse diet like Casey. I've never seen anything so robotic. I'm jealous of how disciplined she can be in the past. Yeah. That's how she's done so many freaking shows, because she could just stay in shape. We can't do it.
What's like a standard reverse protocol? Like, do you like cut down expenditure first, or do you increase calories? You kind of do them at the same time? Like, how does that work?
So one thing that I definitely like, I guess, resonate really well with myself, we'll just base it off of me. And I'm definitely not the collected majority for sure. I think I'm definitely a rare bird, but so when I'm coming out of a show, I already know that one, you know, leptin's going to be fine. I'm going to be satisfied. I'm not lacking anywhere. So, you know, I might be hungry emotionally for more food because now I have freedom, but I know that my body is, you know, it's good to go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move baseline calories up to keep me satiated 75, 80% rather than like that 50% where we're going into the show. We're ramped up from all the new foods and carbs and sodium and water and movement and stuff like that, and the excitement from show day, all that. And we obviously know that adrenaline can burn through calories like it's nobody's business. So
I get that every night.
Yeah, right. You probably like sweat every night you freaking sleep for 8 hours. Or you probably sleep for like 3 hours, but it's fine.
CPAP like amplifies my sleep.
Oh my God, a machine hooked up to a machine. Fantastic. So you're the robot. I have no. You guys, this is your problem.
Hey, look at it. Look at that neck.
You got thick necks, yeah. And your tongue is trying to kill you.
Yep.
Shoot.
No. So I will initially start bringing calories up just slightly. And it honestly just depends on how I'm feeling, how I'm looking. And I always go from upstairs here. I don't do emotionally. I just go like based on just science. Like if I'm revved up, I'm revved up. If I had to diet really hard, I know that I can get some good calories in post show, just monitoring my body. If there's a lot of inflammation, sometimes it's usually, obviously we have the post show inflammation from all the stuff that we eat or whatever it is. But I even try to keep that collected just because it doesn't trigger any weird cravings or get my, you know, metabolism wired to the point where I can't control it or whatever it is. So I keep it pretty moderate, and I save my big meal for the middle of the next week or the following weekend. There's a lot that goes into it. This is a hard question.
Hey, James, let me interject here because that'll give James a little better idea.
Yeah.
But she only does like a few days of cardio a week, like 15, 20 minutes. So there's not going to be much cardio manipulation. It's just going to be a calorie on her end.
Would you say that's like standard though for like bikini competitors, or do you say you have an exception to metabolism?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm kind of a rare bird. So I mean, I wasn't always like that though. It's taken me years to get to this point where my body is conditioned to know like, okay, yeah, we're going to get this then, so I'm fine. We're going to get this then, so I'm fine. And it's just really responsive. And but I mean, I have gotten to a place where mentally, like I said, if you're not here mentally, it could end up pretty bad. I was stressed out so much at the beginning of this year that I ended up getting mitochondrial dysfunction, and in turn, that completely messed with my entire body. That's a whole nother show. I'd be happy to open up the New Year's with you guys with that one. But
yeah, we'll definitely have you back on. Hey,
that's crazy.
The people probably listen to this more for the food talk more than bodybuilding talk. So I want to jump in a little bit. So Casey is like the donut connoisseur. Like if somebody needed some donut advice, they'd ask her. If they need some pizza advice, they probably ask me. James, they probably ask him about sushi and
ice cream.
Yeah.
That's great.
So something we do on the show, we do a few things on the show every week. We kind of recap our week in eating. If there was an extravagant day that we want to talk about, we talk about it. You know, we usually have a refeed or two a week, and they're quite entertaining. Unless, are you doing like a cheat meal a week, or are you just kind of being instinctive with your dieting right now? Casey, sorry.
Oh, I did not hear you say my name. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
So for me, I am being more, just more like intuitive or instinctive because of the mitochondrial dysfunction. But I would say I do consider like 2 days out of the week more like cheat meal days, because I'm very good. We've been doing this a long time, Bartley. So we know what's on our plate measurement wise, and usually pretty close to macro wise, even if we are eating out. So I would say that maybe 2 times a week, I'll hit like maybe that 3,000, 3,200 calorie range. And I usually have to do those on days where I don't train in order for them to actually do what they need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do my refeeds on like off days too.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience, but it doesn't work for everyone, especially if you've got the goal to like lose weight, you know. But if you're trying to gain weight or gain muscle, especially for a guy, I feel like y'all are just ramped up all the time, especially off a cheat meal. You guys go through an entire experience.
Yeah. I always do the night before my hardcore training days. So the past 2 nights up.
There's always a day off for me. So that's why I do.
Yeah.
Before quads, a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to split it, you know, every 3 or 4 days, but sometimes I hit them back to back if I'm super depleted. That's what I did this week. And I made some progress this week. I was 258.5 this morning, James, getting down there.
268.1.
Uh-oh. You're down too, dog.
Yeah.
135.8.
Sometimes 2.
Hey, solid. Yeah, 2.
I lost 3 pounds after freaking Christmas.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yes, and I was eating like 150 grams of fat a day, plus like 300 carbs. Like it's batty, man.
Hey, it's that metabolism. You've always had a freak metabolism.
Yeah, but it still surprises me all the time.
Yeah. So last night I had nine bags or packs of either oatmeal or cream of wheat last night before bed, but one bowl at a time with like protein or collagen in it. I made 9 bowls in a row, and I was like, are you kidding me? It was so good.
Yeah, your skin looks good. Oh, the collagen.
Hey, now look at this.
I was gonna say you're glowing, Bartley.
Yeah, no, listen. This is crazy. Okay, so it's hard to see it, but my fingers and palms are turning orange of how much pumpkin puree I've been eating.
Yeah,
I looked it up. Yeah,
that too.
Yeah. Anything orange that's got, you know, like carrots, has the high levels of carotene in it.
Yep.
And I looked it up, and I was talking to my girl the other day on speakerphone. She's like, why are your fingers orange? She's like, what's wrong with you? And I started to think about it. I'm like, I'm eating one of those Big Daddy cans of pure pumpkin a day, because it's like my favorite little snack. Just put a little pancake syrup on it and scrape off a few layers, and then I throw it in my oatmeal, my cream of wheat, and everything else. I was like, dang, man, I gotta chill out, man. I'm turning I was in the gym yesterday looking like Trump, dog.
Oh God.
I had the orange nose, and it's like all the extremities, start turning a little orange. I'm like, dang. But I looked it up, and it's not dangerous. It's just, it's just that's what happens when you eat too much.
And it's not self-tanner, Bartley?
No, no, no. I think I'm gonna have to get a little spray tan before Mexico next week, and just to cover up the orange. I need a little brown on there to cover up the orange. But
I also love pumpkin puree, so it's so funny that you said that, because I'm still eating it. I can't taste it, but I know that it's good.
what, you can't taste from having the Rona still?
6 months.
No.
Months.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind for sure. It's been really, really bizarre. See, Bartley and I haven't really talked in a long time, so not in depth anyway. We check in on each other once in a while, but in depth, like, I have so much to share with you guys that's interesting. And the world of bodybuilding and not be able to taste or smell anything is fucking so bizarre.
Is it good or bad?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Well, I know you're a freaking foodie like me and James, and you love it. And so I feel for you there. But, when I was in prep, I was like, man, if I happen to get it, man, it'd probably be a good thing. I know it. We were talking about it, and I was like, man, so do you get it like a craving for sweets or anything? If you can't taste?
So I mean, but my brain still works, yeah.
so but that need is not met because you can't taste it, right? Or is there some things that you can taste a little bit?
So I mean, taste is definitely one thing, and I think it's a good percentage of like crushing a craving, but the craving comes from
It's the
texture
brain. And no, okay.
Yeah, the craving comes from the brain. So, but and like low blood sugar or whatever it is. So, but yeah, texture. You're absolutely right. I've been leaning on a lot of texture.
Huh. So what's the money texture? Is it like a brownie, or is it I know you used to have a bunch of those brownies in the closet over there.
Oh my God, yeah, there's some more brownies in there. So yeah, I was always whipping out brownies, right?
Those were fire. The little eat me guilt free. I was like, yeah.
And
hey, hey, James knows that
Barley loves diet desserts.
Oh
the diet Pop-Tarts, diet brownies, protein
You're gonna
bars,
rot your tongue out of your mouth.
Shoot.
Aspartame and shit.
I am aspartame.
Yeah, I've got like a ton of cookies in here now.
Oh yeah? What kind? We like cookies.
Some gingerbread, some white chip pumpkin. We have some gluten-free chocolate chip edibles. We have some of the peanut butter with the Hershey Kiss on them.
Did you make
There's
these,
a lot of
or
cookies
you
in
get
here.
them from somewhere?
Where do you get them from?
So I baked the edibles, but everybody else sent me the other cookies.
Oh, okay.
Little Christmas.
I don't know what they're trying to tell me, but I'm fine with it. Keep sending cookies. I'll get a PO box if everybody wants to send me cookies.
Yeah, I hear you. So we've had a discussion on here before about our favorite donuts. So I want to know your top 3 favorite donuts. It doesn't have to be the location, but I want to know, apple fritter, Boston cream, regular glazed. Give me your top 3, because this is important. She's a connoisseur here.
Don't get pressure.
RIP to like one of the best donut places that I have known. God, they were so good. The best customer service, the best people. We even went there for a donut making class. Things just got, financially unstable through the quarantine, and they had to close. But the Donut and Dog, I want to say,
I've been there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Their raspberry cayenne donut was pretty much everything to me. It's so dang good. It had just like a really good sweet, but also like mildly sweet, like filling. And then the raspberry on top with a little bit of cayenne in there. And it was just so good for like all the senses. It was amazing. It was warm. Like it was good.
Yeah. Aren't those, most of those are brioche though, right?
They are full
Brioche.
brioche. Yeah.
Yeah. James, do you know much about brioche donuts?
No, not really.
lot of
I'm not
gluten.
a fan. Yeah, it's more bagel type to me versus like it's more bread versus like the airy fluffy to me.
That's brioche. Like it's more like, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. I mean, they're still good, but you think of like a brioche like bun for like a burger.
They're more chewy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The gluten makes it a little chewy there.
There's just something about them though. They also just like melted in your mouth.
Yeah.
Then we all know 5 Daughters. I don't know if you want me to say locations or not, but I was a big fan of them for a long time. I really haven't gone over there lately just because I haven't tasted, and I rather fill my 600 calories with something else.
James,
right now,
she lives in Nashville, so those are 2 places in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
There's I think it's Huckleberry Maple, very very good.
Yeah.
And there's one called the Snowball, which I haven't actually seen for a couple of years, but it's in my memory. It's just so amazing. It was like a coconut cream with coconut shavings on top and like a vanilla bean like icing or something like that. And it just hit home with me and I can never forget it.
Yeah, it sounds good. I like I like any type of dessert that is, like a blondie over a brownie. Like I like the lighter, I guess what I'm saying, I'm not like a huge chocolate,
Don't
rich,
you have
sweet.
You have issues with, you're like allergic to it, aren't you?
I had a food intolerance test that says I was. I mean, I've ate it, my whole life, but I kind of, if I've got an option, definitely anything around contest time when I'm loading with junk food, I try to stay away from chocolate just in case it gives me any type of digestion problem. But yeah, but
I would never want to live your life.
I like chocolate. I like
yeah.
Like if I go for like a regular thick rich brownie, I go for that always.
Casey, I feel like I am a chocolate bar.
James, what was your 3 favorite donuts? I can't remember. Like not specific places, just general.
I'm the outcast. Like I think donuts are overrated.
Oh, we got the donut hater and the donut lover on the show.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I forgot that.
I just think they're good. I just think they're like overhyped. I don't know. I just never been like a big donut person.
Well, then I have something for you. So if you ever come to Nashville, you need to go to Mike's Ice Cream on 2nd Avenue. It's the best ice cream I've ever had in my entire life. And I get 3 scoops every time I go there. And we all know that that's like 1,500 calories in one shot and it doesn't even matter. It's so good. You black out. It's great.
So that's why I like ice cream.
Casey, why didn't you tell me about this place? I've never heard of it.
It's my special place. No, I'm just kidding. I just forgot. No, it's not new.
So Mike's ice cream.
Yeah, I probably was not trying to think about ice cream the last time we hung out. So
yeah. I feel you.
My weakness though. Like that's like my number one weakness. And like it's like cheap foods like I can't really get away with either. Because like you said, it's so like it just sticks on me versus like other stuff, like it just like but it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, you won't forget that you ate ice cream for at least 48 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang. Hey, I'll be
That's
swelled
the beauty
up.
of it, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, Casey, me and James did the World Pumpkin Pie Eating Championship together.
Yep.
Not too long ago. So we definitely go hard on some desserts. We did I did 9.5 pounds of pumpkin pie, and James, what'd you do? 6 something?
Yeah, like about 6.5, I think.
In 8 minutes. In 8 minutes. How much do you think you could do, Casey? You like pumpkin pie?
I don't, but I mean, I would. It's a competition, so I'm in. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's like the girl? Is there like a girl average or champion or?
Shoot, there was a girl that beat us. I mean,
right? She got like third or fourth.
Yeah, Mickey Sudo. She's like fourth or fifth in the world.
You like 12.
Yeah, when we did bratwurst in Cincinnati at Oktoberfest, Joey Chestnut only beat her by 3 bratwursts.
Holy crap.
And he doubled me. I ate 34, he ate 68, so she ate like 65. I was like, dang.
That's
and
crazy.
that was like that was like 2 or 3 weeks after having a baby. I was like, dang, I'd hate to see her on her A game.
She was stretched out, man. That's cheating.
But
she, yeah, that helps.
Hey, but she couldn't water train though. You can't water train with a baby.
But you don't need a water train because there's a baby.
Stretched out.
You baby train. Yeah, it's not in your stomach. Yeah.
Well, the skin stretched, but not the
the abdomen and all that like stretch.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point.
You know what I mean?
That's basically what we were doing with the water, just trying to get her belly stretched out as big as possible.
Oh my God. The water training is such a bizarre thing to me. I can't believe you guys go through that.
No, it's the worst thing ever. I'd rather do like 2 hours on the step mill with no electronic entertainment than do a gallon water jug.
That's what
I'd rather be in an empty room with nothing to look at on the step mill.
Oh God.
It is terrible.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Because not only is it extremely like
it's very unhealthy. It's like super like you feel like you're gonna die. Like you're drowning.
Yeah. Well, you're literally like distressing like your gut microbiome, your electrolytes, yourself.
Oh yeah. Hey.
It's like
it's like what you cut out.
It's like you're drowning. Like I feel like it's like if you were to drown, like that's what like some of the symptoms first.
That gives me full-blown anxiety right now.
Yeah.
Anxiety because I just wanted to get it like out. It's like it's the worst.
Oh, see, this is the stuff that people don't know that you guys do. You know, they just think like water training, sure, just chug a gallon or 2 or whatever. Like it's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only done one contest. Like I'm not like Bartley. Like Bartley's like I just did it. I dabbled in it. Bartley's full in.
Hey, I did it about a month worth of training every day. You know, post workout, I'd chug a gallon as fast as I could with 2 or 3 scoops of electrolytes in it. Just because if not, it'll give you diarrhea. It'll just run straight through you because your body will be like, "Hey, this is way too much, dog."
That's what's up, dude. Yeah, you didn't tell me about the electrolytes, man.
I told you.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you're gonna put your friend in the hospital. What is wrong with you?
I feel
he's
like
smart. He knows about electrolytes.
I didn't know, man. I swear to God.
You didn't?
No.
Hey, I told you I always did. Huh?
You're like, yeah, just do water chugs. I'm like, okay. So I just did water and I almost died, dude.
Gosh. Hey guys.
Hey, you arrived. You're here today to tell the story.
I know. Jeez.
Now you're definitely not going to sleep tonight.
Hey,
oh my God.
Listen, he put on a good show. Like he can. James ate a 28-inch pizza that I ate before, and I was like, if he can eat that, then he's pretty solid. You know what I mean?
I just wasn't good at the speed because like made pizza, you have like 30 minutes. You kind of like pace yourself a little bit, but like that rabbit dog speed, I wasn't very good at.
Well, it didn't help.
I was too clean at the end. Like I was the only one to have like anything on me. Like I was like
Casey, he had on $2,000 sneakers, so he wasn't trying to drop 4,000. My bad. Yeah, but just for one is 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wear Crocs to an eating contest, man.
Yeah, that'd be
that'd be a good move. Hey, spray them suckers off
for the swelling too after. That'd be perfect.
All right, so now I'm also a coach for you guys, so we'll talk after.
Yeah,
for eating contest.
At some point, we need to I think it would be fun to do some type of taste test live on air if we can ever find a time when nobody's dieting. Guess I'm the only one somewhat dieting.
Yeah, you're the only one dieting.
Yeah, shoot. I'm gonna do a 4-day refeed, 4-day refeed in Mexico next week, and then when I get back, game time, baby.
Whenever you go south of the border, it gets ugly for you. You were 300. We're 300 pounds south of the border.
Yeah, 300.2, baby.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing: when you pay for all inclusive, I mean, if you eat like a bird, all inclusive, then that's a shame. There's not many places where you can pay to eat all you want all day for free. So I kind of feel obligated to partake
and all the fresh
5
ingredients.
plates.
I can't help it.
Yeah, with all the fresh fruit that you can't even buy at the grocery, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about foreign countries. I love getting the breakfast and like the fruit, because there's like different ones you've never seen before.
Yeah, little stars.
Yeah,
little
like
star fruit.
Stuff like that. They don't even have that.
No.
That's 5-star dining for Bartley is the actual 5-star. The fruit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna line them up 5 stars in front of my plate.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
Yeah.
Casey, I know you got some stuff coming up here, but yeah, I just want to hop on first. Special guest, episode 31, December 31, New Year's Eve edition, guys. So
I got a guest coming, Casey. I learned a lot from you too, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casey. We're gonna have you on more often if we can fit it in your schedule. I know you're busy. Tell people about the Fit Fem project and Team Casey and all this stuff. James, she's created an empire over there, it sounds like. And she's got coaches working under her. You know, it's grown pretty big. So tell everybody about that real quick.
So Team Casey has been around since about 2014, 2015, but formally established about 4 years ago. That is the competition coaching side of things, and I am 100% that realm. And then over time, we developed the lifestyle realm inside of Team Casey. And just this year, we've decided to separate that into the Fit Fem project, knowing that, you know, a lot of females are looking for abundance in regards to life and fitness, finding out where they can meet themselves, where we can meet them in order to help them evolve their fitness journey, starting right from where they are. We just call it our women's abundance fitness coaching. And we do work very mindset based in order to create a environment for these women to create fitness goals that they can always raise the ceiling for. So that's been active for about since July. So whatever that is, 6 months, 5 months that we did that division from Team Casey. And now we have a meet and greet manager. We have social media manager. We have admin, and we have 4 coaches on the Fit Fem project.
Wow. Congrats.
So you have like a staff and everything.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Casey, so speak quickly on the entrepreneur side. Like, you know, me and James coach people, you know, year round, both lifestyle and competitors, but
we're so institutionalized too, because I've been in 16 years. So it's like a real big, you know, like think entrepreneurial, I feel like.
Yeah.
So like, you know, in the system for like all my adult life, basically.
Yeah. So Casey, like what does it take to make that? I know we've kind of talked about this over campfires before, but like what does it take, you know, just to roll the dice, not necessarily rolling the dice. It's more of a strategic, calculated risk. But, you know, what do you, if somebody's wanting to break off and just do this full time, what's your advice to them? Do you have anything specific that you can think of that, you know, would have made it easier for you back in the day?
Investing in your business from the get-go and educating yourself on how to start to put into motion being a good leader is really, it was kind of my downfalls at the beginning of the year, where I didn't understand how much I needed a team and would value a team and just love and thrive working with a team of people that were just as passionate about my mission and my vision as I am.
Yeah.
So I know that a percentage of what we make goes back into the business, and just straight up investments in accelerators, things to help with promotion and marketing, to create easier systems in the back end, and just make sure all of our coaches are happy and healthy and love their jobs, so that they can make sure that their clients are happy and healthy as well.
At one point, did you coach all the other coaches, or have you brought in somebody?
There's training involved. Yeah.
Okay. And I know y'all went to Tulum not too long ago, and that's where I'm headed next week. So is there any specific things I need to go see, or do I just need to stay at the buffet and the beach all day?
Oh, you're going to go to that gym, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey,
you gotta do your water like right though for that.
Oh, hey, I'm going to take half a diazide and
you got to look.
Be right. Yeah. On the plane.
You're going to pass out. It's gonna be so warm down there.
Probably be all right.
Yeah,
I know, he's like a machine. It's pretty ridiculous.
I know, nothing can defeat him.
Hey,
I don't even want to know how much diazide you take before a competition, before
you
eat your massive bag of salt and vinegar chips.
I hold a record for the week.
Yeah,
pounds in 6 hours.
How much?
16.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Casey, you want to hear something funny?
It's because my scale was wrong. My scale was wrong, and it was like 10 pounds wrong. So I thought I was only like 6 pounds over, which is pretty easy for me to make the weight cut, to make weight for classic. But it was really 16 pounds.
Hey, I did 26 in 28 hours though.
Oh, well, that's I don't know. I think mine's harder over 6 hours.
Yours
is, I was pretty dry. I wasn't like, I was already dry.
Yeah. Hey, Casey, I stayed at his house. We did the
Norfolk
Pro and the Linda Murray Classic or whatever. And so I stayed at his house the night before. Well, I stayed up late, raccoon mode, went hard for like an hour, like the night before the show.
So call it raccooning, Casey. So you can imagine us as like a raccoon going through a dumpster. That's what we do through like the cabinets and the fridge and all that, like in the middle of the night, because you don't want to be like caught, like bothered.
Yeah. It's not fun if anybody's watching. It's only fun if you're by yourself.
Yeah, because you're like, you
don't want to be judged for like the ravaging that's going on.
Nope.
And, so
you sure as hell ain't judging yourself. So
yeah. So as soon as I went to bed, then he woke up. He woke up and did the same thing. And the next morning he's like, bro, he's like, I got to go to base, man. He's in the Navy. And he's like, I got to go to base. I got to get in the sauna, dude. He's like, man, I woke up and ate so much last night. I was like, no way, dude. Me too. I was like, so I was like, man, yes. So we both got to suffer. So I got in his guest bathtub and steamed it as hot as it was basically boiling.
My water gets so hot too.
Oh, it was so hot. And I just sitting there in sweat.
Oh yeah,
And
you do that, Bartley.
yeah,
That's so funny.
maybe
I have a
not as
similar
much.
story.
Let's hear raccoon, and then we'll wrap it up.
So it's not like raccooning, but it's pretty great. Because I don't know if you've done this a long time, like in a long time, but I, in my adult life, have not done this in a very long time.
Okay.
And do you care that I talk about like edibles or anything like that on
No,
here?
that's fine.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
So a friend of mine and we were down in Florida a couple of weeks ago, and we had some edibles, and we had no idea how much they were going to whoop our ass. And it was amazing because, you know me, I frequent those things more than frequently. So they literally whooped our asses so bad that I had fallen asleep with all of my clothes on, my jacket, my shoes, and my jeans.
Dang,
Fallen
you
asleep
was
with all of
knocked.
it on. And then the next day, we were in a lift, and I said, hey, I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, hey, I got to tell you something because I haven't done this in a long time and I'm kind of ashamed. And she goes, what? And I said, I fell asleep with my jeans on last night, not revealing anything else. I was like, jeans is like really good, like happy medium,
Right.
just to show how whooped I was. Plus,
Yeah.
you know, like just kind of have a little bit of fun with it. She goes,
Yeah.
me too. And I was like, get out of here. And she's like, and I fell asleep with my jacket on. And I was like, me too.
No. So did
So
you
both of us
get the
fell asleep.
munchies or what?
No, that's not very typical for me, but I can't believe that we both fell asleep with both of our clothes on, and I have not done that in a long time. We had no alcohol. It was just
Yeah. Just folded.
Uh,
Hey, well that's
Like, oh, what happened?
yeah.
yeah. I woke up at like 1 o'clock to go use the restroom, and I was like, wow, I'm in my jacket and my shoes and my jeans. I was like, I'm ready for tomorrow. Honestly.
Hey, you're ready
Let's
for
do it again.
brunch. Yeah, let's go to
For
brunch.
real.
Yeah. Well, that's good you didn't shoot. If I did that, I'd eat the daggone cabinets off the hinges if I did that. Gosh, could you imagine? I already do it an hour and a half a night, you know.
Yeah, I would go to a 7-Eleven raid.
Oh, the gas station snacks are so good. They're so underrated.
Yeah, we had diet cherry cola, yogurt, and chicken in the fridge, and that was it. So that helps a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm orange. I've been eating so much freaking pumpkin because I ain't got nothing else.
You're gonna turn into a pumpkin, bro.
Hey, I might tonight, New Year's Eve. So you guys be safe, and let's do this again in 2022. It's been fun having a female badass on here to talk smack with. So yeah. Casey, good catching up, and appreciate you coming on. James, stay strong, stud. Got that hernia surgery coming up.
Always.
Hey, getting shredded.
Nice to meet you, James.
Nice
Thanks for all the great questions.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I could ask like a million. I'm just like super interested in what you know and how you get there and all that stuff. So
yeah,
we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, we'll definitely
we should do it again in person.
Yeah, I can come over there or something. We can set up, and that way we can have one more box on the screen, you know. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do it again soon. We'll post up questions. That way people can get in some good stuff. I put it up late last night, so not many people have looked at it yet. But all right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe. Catch you in 2022.
Later.
Yep.
See you guys.